Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. Indeed, we are in interesting times in Nigerian political scene. As we speak right now, the former president of Nigeria, IBB, is speaking up over what he did in June 12 or what happened in June 12. And most Nigerians are wondering, will it be the case of Peter Obi that took place in 2023? We're going to dive into the news proper to give you all the full details, what he said transpired and why he did what he did, although he's regretting it. But before we go into the news proper, kindly subscribe to our channel. The former military president Ibrahim Badamasi Babangida IBB has expressed regret over the annulment of June 12, 1993 presidential election, saying he would do things differently if given another chance. He said this during the launch of his autobiography, which is a journey in service in Abuja that was done today. IBB further revealed that MKO Abiola won the June 12 election. Now, speaking after former Vice President Yemi Osibajo revealed the book, IBB took responsibility for the cancellation of the exercise, which was a two-horse race between Abiola, candidate of the Social Democratic Party (SDP), and Basha Tofa of the National Republican Convention (NRC). Let me quote him word for word. He said, I regret June 12. I regret June 12. I accept full responsibility for the decisions taken, and June 12 happened under my watch. Mistakes, missteps, it all happened in quick succession, he said. Well, in an interview which he previously granted, IBB had defended annulment of June 12 election while saying that he agreed that it was fair and free and also the best of all elections ever conducted in Nigerian history. He said Nigeria was not ready for a democratic rule as of the time the election held. June 12 was accepted by Nigerians as the best elections in Nigeria. It was free and fair. But unfortunately, we cancelled that election. I use the word unfortunately for the first time. We were in government at the time and we knew the possible consequences of handing over to a democratic government. We did well that we wanted ours to be the last military coup d'etat. To be honest with you, the situation was not ripe to hand over at that time. Forget about the wrong things that happened in politics. The issue of security of the nation was a threat, and we would have considered ourselves to have failed if 6 months after handing over, there was another coup. I went through a coup d'etat and I survived it. We knew that there would be another coup d'etat, but not many people believed that what we said. They could have allowed me to go away, and then the coup plotters, would regroup and stage another coup. This is how coups are staged. One man will always come to complain, and he will try to convince you about his complaints. I take that again. And he will try to convince you about his complaint, Babangida said. He said security threat to the advent of democracy at the time culminated in fresh plans to conduct another election within another 6 months after June 12 annulment with better strategy, but which he said he could not achieve as a result of hostility which accompanied the cancellation. According to him, another election was conceived to come up in November 1993. He revealed further that he was determined to conduct another election which culminated in the constitution of an interim national government, ING, which he noted was eventually toppled by a military coup staged by General Sani Abacha. Nigerians are talking, and I can tell you for free, it is not sitting well with most Nigerians. But let's just, feel the pulse of Nigerians very quickly. My colleague is in the house, but let me just give us full idea of what Nigerians are saying. Another person here said, of what importance is this to us now? Can you say this openly in the US or Britain and not go to jail? Another person here says, you will ever live to regret what you have done. Another person here says, INEC chairman, Professor Nwosu, who conducted June 12 election, was a man of integrity. He announced the winner of the election and got humiliated as compensation. Hope you apologize to him as well. Elections have never been free and fair thereafter, as winners and losers are switched like tumbler, electric switch as money changes hands. Many Nigerians are asking questions. Could that be the case and the fate of Peter Obi? My colleague is in the house right now. What's your take with the fact that IBB is now confessing that actually Abiola, the late Abiola, won the election, and now he's saying that he would, in all honesty, would have conducted another election in 6 months, but for the hostility that took place after his annulment. What's your take?
Well, the confession by IBB is long overdue, but the aftermath of it and the effect it has posted on Nigerian political system is what is troubling right now. As much as that had happened and it was highly condemned by most politicians, but all the politicians that had won condemned those things, they are doing it even till today, and it's getting worse day after day. We are seeing a situation whereby when a particular political party comes on board, they refuse to go. For me, what he did, as much as it was wrong, but I think it was just the tip of the iceberg. What we are seeing today, it's the worst that we have ever seen in our time.
But he justified it that the reason why he didn't want to give, even though he knew that Abiola won, was the fact that he knew that within 2 to 3 months, there will be another coup d'etat, and he felt that Nigeria as a whole, as a nation, was not ripe for democratic rule. It was not even long Abacha actually took over as military dictator. What's your take?
That you cannot determine, because everyone have their own leadership skill. He may have had, that's talking about Moshood Abiola. If he came on board, you may not have predicted the next move he was going to take. One of the most common things then is that when people come on board, the next line of move is to retire all the senior army officers. And after retiring them, you don't know how strategic he would have been in terms of possible placement of, some key security experts who will be watching his back to prevent the possible occurrence. Because this thing, Shagari, they happened in the days of Shagari. So anyone who's going to come on board will make sure that whatever he's coming in to do for the sustenance of democracy, he may take a different route altogether that may possibly elude even those specialists in coup plotting. So don't predict it, because you're not in the show. You could see the possibility of a coup being plotted. Immediately you leave power, but you don't know the strategy he would have adopted that would have, totally casualized and demoralized or other army officers from partaking. So I feel that it was wrong. He should accept his wrong. I know that he has accepted it, but then what change would it bring? Of course, nothing. So the only thing is that whatever that the book he had written, we're going to be learning from it. You're going to be studying in school, politics, and all of that. A lot of people will read through it, see the mistakes he had made, and possibly develop curative measures that will, in event of such happening again, how to get it fixed. That's just it.
All right, but then again, I guess it's a case of his conscience haunting him, and he wants to free it once and for all. It's good to know that he has finally confessed that indeed Chief Moshood Abiola won the case. Most Nigerians on social media are saying, could it be also that was also the fate of Peter Obi? Maybe he won. Maybe one day there'll be a confession to that effect. Who knows? Let's meet in that conversation.